Hey, resilient champions, you are welcome to today's live stream where we continue our series from the workbook, the Anal SWOT analysis. So, we are continuing the series on the ultimate personal SWOT analysis guide, and today we are looking at the best strategies to identify your challenges and how to overcome them. Hey, Bot Files, you are so welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you're doing fine. Thank you. For everyone who is in the bushes, you are welcome to. You are always celebrated and appreciated. So today we are going to is the second part of the four series presentations on the major parts of my workbook, which is the ultimate personal SWOT analysis guide to help you identify your talents and how to use them, identify your weaknesses and challenges and how to live or find help, and to also identify the opportunities in your environment and see how you can use them to grow and become successful, and also the threats, so that your risk management strategies can be put in place to mitigate every threat that is around you, especially those that are out of your sphere of control. So today we are talking about weaknesses, and I call them challenges. I don't like calling them weaknesses. I like to call them challenges. Hey Queen, you are so welcome. Thank you so much, Emma. You are greatly appreciated. So I don't like calling them weaknesses. I prefer calling them challenges. But of course, we are going to use the terms in the workbook. Hey Helen, asante sana. Let me speak Swahili to you today. My Swahili is not very good. But you are so welcome. I hope you're doing fine. Girl, how did you put the girl to go fetch water the whole day for more than 11 hours? Okay, let's come back to weaknesses. And weaknesses are the internal factors that hinder your progress and achievement. And it is important for you to understand your weaknesses because they can be the hidden barriers holding you back from reaching your full potential. And by identifying your weaknesses, you can develop strategies to overcome them. And today, this is exactly what I'm going to do in the present workshop. Okay, we are starting with, like I explained last week, some people don't know the meaning of SWOT, and it is always a pleasure to start with the meaning of a SWOT, which is the acronym for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So for those who are coming in new, who have not been following the series, SWOT for you is an analysis of your personal strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and the threats in your environment. And also, you are doing a personal SWOT analysis as your self-development tool to help you identify your strengths so you can leverage them and become more successful. You are identifying your weaknesses so you can know exactly what to ask for help about. You are identifying the opportunities in your environment and to use them optimally. And also, you are identifying threats so you can mitigate all the challenges that are coming your way. You can be active, you can take proactive strategies to hold them, to hold yourself out of them and place yourself in a position to grow. So, this is a series, as we said, and today we are identifying how you can identify your weaknesses. And the weaknesses could be skill gaps. For instance, you might lack technical skills Like me, I'm not very conversant with all the new apps that are coming out, and so I need always to find somebody to help me. The weaknesses could be your personality traits, like you could be a shy person, which can stop you from networking. But when you identify this, you can work on it to be able to even network, and like you could still go for events and network with people and not talk too much, but at least put yourself out there. Or weaknesses could be some bad habits that we all have. Some people are disorganized. Some people are just procrastinating. I'm one of them. So, but all of these, you are looking for all these weaknesses, not to sleep and give up on yourself, but to help you know exactly what kind of help you need. And that will really facilitate things for you. But before we start finding out how you can identify your weaknesses, like the topic says, the best strategy to identify your challenges and overcome them, I really want us to start by answering the question, why should you find your weaknesses? I already started talking about it, but I want us to go further and deeper in the why identify your challenges. And there are several of them, but today we are going to talk about five reasons why you should identify your weaknesses. The first of them, which is really important for me, is you are identifying your weaknesses, so you should target the improvement that you want for your life. We are talking about personal development on this channel. So when you understand and know your weaknesses, it allows you to pinpoint the exact areas where you need to grow. So you are targeting the actions that you are taking, so because you want specific results. And this targeted focus ensures that your efforts are not wasted on generic self-improvement strategies. So you are targeting specific things that you want to improve in your life, or specific skills that will help you to do some specific project that you are embarking on. So if you recognize, for example, that you are always procrastinating, you can find a specific activity that can help you to, you are not going to erase procrastination because it's a habit that you've carried with you for a long time, but you are going to try to, if you used to keep your work for 2 days, you try to keep it maybe for one day, and find ways to put yourself accountable at every end of the day to see, what did I do today and how did I progress? What progress did I make today? So all of these things are the targeted improvement that we are talking about, because you want to tailor your strategies. You want to identify specific weaknesses and handle them one after another. So be there in your skill gaps or your personality traits or some bad habits that you have, you just want to be focused. Like my confidence coach says, focus is the acronym for follow one commitment until successful. So you want to be focused, you want to be laser focused, as they say, so you can be able to target that area. And when you are finished improving on it, then you can go to the next one. That will help you to fight overwhelm. You're not going to really overwhelm yourself with a lot of things at the same time. And then you finally see that you are not progressing in any, and then you give up. That's the reason why you need focus, targeted and clear areas for improvement. So when you focus and find that area, you might require a mentor, a coach, or you might pay somebody to help you, or you might want to like start practicing the specific skill that you need. So that is one real important reason why it is essential for you to identify your weaknesses. The second one is when you identify your weaknesses, it helps you to build your resilience. Like when we call ourselves resilient champions in this channel, we are talking about our ability to like dig deep and find the answers when you are really pushed. You know that the answers are there, but you really need something to take you to your elastic limit to be able to stand strong. So when you identify your challenges or your weaknesses, you can anticipate challenges, you can acknowledge your weaknesses and prepare yourself for potential setbacks. So when you are, hey, beautiful, you're so welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. Yes, you're looking for answers. So if you type house in the chat, Nightbot will drop your link and you can connect with each other. So we are building resilience. We are always building resilience because we are resilient champions. And so when you are building your resilience, it is important to find out what you want to build your resilience at, or the things that if you build one resilience, it can help you for the others. So when you build your resilience, it helps you to be really like adaptable. You can easily adapt when you are challenged. Like when you find that it is difficult to do one thing and you are not getting the results, go to plan B. And that's the result of building resilience because you are strong enough to know that, okay, this plan is not working. Let me take plan B. And so that is one real important reason for you to find out your weaknesses. Effective goal setting. When we are like, I always say, sometimes it's so important to treat your life like a project cycle where you really set goals and you are constantly implementing, monitoring, evaluating, readapting, readjusting. So you don't wait till you reach the end of your life before you start evaluating and assessing how effective you have implemented your dreams. You want a life where you set periodic goals or weekly targets or like short periods of projects, but they should be effective. Effective means you are setting achievable goals. So when you are identify your weaknesses, you avoid setting yourself up for failure because you set goals that align with your strengths. And then if you have some weaknesses that are delaying implementation, now you can identify what help you need exactly. So your realistic goal is using your strengths, goals that will be implemented with the strengths that you already have. But if for some reason you need help to really make the goal more successful, then now you know that I can carry this project to 3/4. I need 1/4 help. And that's how it helps you to be more efficient. For example, if you are not an organized person, you can set a goal to declutter. And I can tell you there are people out there whose jobs they can help you to come declutter your house. But also you could just decide to, I'm going to declutter Let me start from my kitchen. What are those dishes in my kitchen or the pots that I no longer use or that can stay there for months without me using them? You put them in the trash or in the recycle. And especially for us ladies, there are certain clothes that we don't wear a whole year, 2 years. Sometimes some people they like keeping their clothes. Somebody will tell you, I wore this clothes for my graduation. Well, for some people, it can still fit them. That's good. But for some of us who are growing every day, I don't think my high school dresses will still fit me. So those are the things that help you declutter. Remove those clothes that you no longer wear. Just get space in your house. Because when your house is spacious, you have the fresh air and all of that, it helps you to be really productive. I can tell you that a clean environment really influences productivity. So when you are trying to find a way to declutter your house, and you because you are not an organized person, you can find help. You have family members that can come and help you. You can pay somebody to come and do it for you. But periodically, you can keep your house organized with the help of people who are there to encourage you. And this will really help you to stay motivated and really declutter your brain, and you feel less overwhelmed. Now, another way or another reason why you should identify your weaknesses, self awareness, recognizing your weaknesses for yourself, for building your relationships, for building your work environment. For like when you know yourself, you can know that if you see trouble coming, you can find a way to really just jump over it, like they say. If you know yourself and you know, for example, that I'm so impatient with some kind of people, at least you can really decide to to regulate your tone or your body language when communicating with those kind of people. And that really saves you a lot of stress, because it's so complicated dealing with people that you've never met, and that you have to you have some kind of colleagues that you have to deal with them every day. You are not going to look for a new job every day, but you are going to look for a way to mitigate this kind of the impact of their stress on you. And you can do this when you really know yourself, and then you find your strategies to protect your peace. Or when you also understand your own weaknesses, it can help you develop empathy with others, because you recognize that everybody has their own struggles. So you are more likely to approach people with patience and understanding. So sometimes you are knowing your strengths, because you don't live in isolation. We live in community, we live in society, we live with colleagues, we live with family members, and we interact with people every day. And for everybody, they get up every day with their own challenges, but you are supposed to cohabit together. How do you cohabit in a way that it will be peaceful and not toxic for other people? Or how do you protect yourself from those toxic people who don't have the same open mindset like you? So it is your job to find strategies to protect yourself. And one of them is by knowing yourself. And one of the ways of knowing yourself is by identifying your weaknesses. Personal growth is continuous learning, embracing, like, every day we have new concepts coming up, we have new things to deal with, and all of that. And we are growing, whether we like it or not, but we have to grow in alignment with the realities of the day. And how do you embrace the realities of the day? Know your environment. So when you are knowing your environment, one of the things is know yourself. and know your weaknesses. Hi, Tamika. You are welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. You are appreciated. I appreciate everybody in the chat, and even those in the bushes or those who are coming to watch the replay, you are equally appreciated and celebrated. Thank you so much for your time. I don't take it for granted. Everybody's talking with everybody. You put house in the chat, and Nightbot will drop your link. So when you are continuously learning, it encourages you to have a growth mindset. And a growth mindset is so necessary for your personal development and your success, because a lot of new concepts are coming, new trends, and all of those new things that facilitate growth. How are you going to integrate them? Know where you need help and know how to find help. So, when you acknowledge your limitations, you become open to new experiences and opportunities for development. When I say I struggle with tech, like all the new apps that are coming out and all of that, or all the technologies that we need to be able to carry out the our activities, it's not like I am saying I am a weak person. You cannot be strong in every way, everything. But I am strong enough to know that this is my limitation. I need to grow. I need help. I need to learn this. I need a coach. I need someone to help, or I can pay someone to do things for me that I cannot do. So, by acknowledging your limitations, you become so open to new experiences, new opportunities, and you recognize that you are a work in progress. When you recognize that you are a work in progress, that is so important, because you recognize that I am not made to know everything. I can always learn and I can always grow. Hey Queen, that's my channel member. Hey Queen sis, you are so welcome. Thank you so much for your love and support. You are greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for always being there, and much, 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 much love and appreciation. I hope you're having a beautiful Wednesday. So today we are on the second part of the four series of presentations for the workbook, the Ultimate Personal SWOT Analysis Guide. Last week we had a live stream on the strengths, how to help you identify your strengths. Today we are talking about how to help you identify your weaknesses. But before we go to that, I was I thought it important to think about why should you identify your weaknesses. So I'm giving the reasons why it is important to identify your weaknesses. We have Japan in the house. Hi, Slice. You're so welcome, Queen. Thank you so much. The Slice is in Japan. Please put house in the chat, and Nightbot will drop your link. Slice is a very, very loyal supporter and promoter. She will take you to the Asian community. She's from the Philippines, but she lives in Japan. And I tell you, this girl knows how to grind. She does live streams every day. I don't know how she does it, but girl, salute. I really, really, really give you a, like they say, I doff my hat off to your resilience and your commitment to your channel. So if you write house in the chat, I know she's always doing a live stream. I'm really like mind blown with all the resilience that she has and all the energy. So if you write house in the live stream, Nightbot will drop your link and you can connect to each other. I can tell you, Slice is a very loyal supporter. She is a friend that you would like to have in your community. So we are talking about how identifying or embracing your weaknesses can help you with self-discovery and lead you to a deeper understanding of yourself. For me, working on my challenges has helped me to discover more strengths, values, and my passions. The more I work on my weaknesses, the more I can identify the things that I'm really passionate about and the values that I have. So, and this self discovery has really been a powerful catalyst for my personal growth and fulfillment, and which is why I really talk about these things every time. Thank you so much, Queen, for sharing. You are so appreciated. So, this is why I found it really necessary to do this workbook, because it's going to really be a useful tool for you. We always say self awareness is the strongest foundation you can build for yourself. It's good to know yourself, to know your strengths, to know the weaknesses that you have or your challenges, to know the opportunities around you, to know the threats. And when you, like they say, knowledge is power. When you know all these things, you are empowered to take really well focused action. And that's why most successful people, they know, like you people go to do a business, they find out everything about that business, and they find out like long term, if I start this kind of business today, in 5 years, what are the opportunities, what are the growing trends around this, or what are the threats? And then they find, because everything is a risk, even life is a risk. But when you think about it and really take time to analyze it critically, make a critical analysis, to look at all the aspects, it really helps you to be more focused and to get results, because you are setting clear goals, you are working on your strengths, and you are looking for help from the challenges, and you are finding the right people for your team. Even when you are in a community, it is also important to find the right person. Nobody wants to find people who will come and give you more headaches. You want to find people who can help you to leverage your projects with the least cost in peace of mind and in money. So you want cost effective, time efficient. And so working on your challenges is one of the fundamental ways to help you achieve success. So now that we've found like 5 solid reasons why you should identify your weaknesses and why it is important, now we are going to talk a bit about how to identify them. Hey, Dehavin, you are welcome. Thank you so much for coming to my live stream. You are well appreciated. Thank you so much. And love received. I'm sending love back to you. So we have talked about why it is important to identify your challenges, and now how, because most of the time we know the why, but it's the how that is more challenging, and that's why you have the workbook, the ultimate personal SWOT analysis guide. This workbook will provide you a strategic approach. It will give you a strategic guide on how to identify your weaknesses, how to identify those areas that need improvement in your life. Yes, Helen, this is really, really important. How do you identify them? So if you go to page 32 of the workbook, from page 32, it gives you an in-depth approach of self appraisal with objective scrutiny. When you say objective, it means you are appraising yourself, you are doing an internal self audit. Honestly, you are not covering or shading or like sugarcoating. You are giving an honest approval, an honest appraisal, because you are not going to deceive yourself. You want to identify them honestly so that they will help you. Hey, Roxanne, this is my beautiful friend. How are you doing today? You are so welcome. It's always a pleasure to see you. Thank you so much for coming to my live stream. I know you're always supporting. I greatly appreciate you, Queen. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your love. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Slice. I know that you are an unconditional supporter. You are really love queen. You are so welcome. Oh my goodness, all my queens are coming in. Hey, Queensies, you are so welcome. I know I know that you are always supporting from the bushes. Auntie Ellen, thank you so much. You are greatly appreciated. I love you, Queen. Thank you so much. Please, can you put the word house in the chat? Nightbot will drop your link and you can connect with each other. Auntie Ellen is my queen sis, another my queen sis, and she is so talented in creating all those beautiful crafts. And Auntie Helen, I don't know if I told you, I really like got so attached to your creativity because you are using a lot of African fabric. It just melts my heart. And thank you so much for making people know that there's a lot of good things that come from Africa. Thank you, Auntie Helen, for stopping by. You are welcome. You are greatly appreciated. Please put the word house in the chat and Nightbot will drop your link. So we are talking about how do you identify now that you know why you should, you know the importance of identifying your weaknesses. How do you do it now? And that's the where the workbook comes in. Like I said, from page 32, the workbook is going to give you a lot of self appraisal with objective scrutiny tools that will help you to unearth all those challenges that are stopping you from growing, either professionally or personally. And it says recognizing and addressing weaknesses is not a sign of weakness, but a strategic approach to personal development. So you want to approach your personal development strategically. You don't want to take scattered action. You want to tailor your action to the results that you want. So addressing your weakness is not a sign of failure, but an opportunity for significant personal growth. And experts say that people who have the courage to stand to their weaknesses is a sign of power, a true sign of power to acknowledge that I am challenged at something. You know, we are always showcasing our strengths and all of that, but it takes a real powerful and confident person to be able to acknowledge their weaknesses because they know that they are acknowledging it as a way of finding the right help that they need, and also as a way of saying, I am a work in progress and there is always room for improvement. So when you are identifying your weaknesses, don't ever think that it is a sign of failure or a sign of weakness. It helps you to cultivate your self awareness, to build your resilience, to set those realistic goals to foster stronger relationships, and it helps you to achieve greater fulfillment because you are bold enough to say, I need help with this. And that is how you identify the people who can help you by speaking up and telling them, I need help in this. Hi, makeup mom and son. You are so welcome. I hope you're doing fine. I hope you're really enjoying the summer. It's coming to an end. Gradually, we are coming to fall. But I think everybody will agree that it was a beautiful summer season, even though sometimes the heat was really excruciating. But sometimes we do prefer the heat to the snow, right? For those of us who are going to have snow very soon. But we are enjoying the sunshine while it lasts. So you're welcome, mom and son. Thank you so much for your time, for your support, for your encouragement. You are greatly appreciated. I really appreciate everyone in the bushes. I know that there's many of you in the bushes who are supporting. You are so celebrated and appreciated. I don't take your time for granted. So we are on the how. How do you identify your weaknesses? And I'm saying that from page 32 of this booklet, it gives you all those strategies, all the relevant questions that you can ask yourself to identify your weaknesses. It gives you a guide to your own internal audit so you can engage in a rigorous self evaluation. And this is like you have all the different questions that can guide you, all the different strategies that can guide you. But also, when you go to the appendix where you have the brain games, you have all the terminology that can help you to find your weaknesses. And you can have all of this from the brain games, which range from word search. We have word search, we have match-up games, we have the quiz game, the unscramble the sword, the complete the sentence, and also the opportunities and not opportunities games. And I really explained that my reason for adding the games was to help people with the terminology that can facilitate you identifying every category for yourself. Because sometimes it's challenging for people to really know what to call a strength, or what to call a weakness, or what to call an opportunity or a threat. But when you have a guide, because the games have provided answers, so you have the games in one part, and then you have the answers in another part. So you don't need to rack your brain, because like you say, the classic SWOT analysis is, it doesn't have to be tedious. It doesn't have to be like you are doing some punishment. You really, it's like you are playing a game, but you are identifying and creating awareness for yourself. You are identifying milestones and the strategies that are going to help you to grow. So when you talk about the games, you can, when you talk about brain games, you can just imagine you doing a word search in a workbook where you already have answer ideas. So if you have challenges finding a word, you can, it's not like stealing the answer, but you can go to the answer section and find out, and then it would easy for you. It doesn't have to be like stressful. No, I just wanted to make it as stress-free as possible. That's why I put those brain games there. So you can have a link to my Amazon link to the workbook in the description, in the video description. If you also go to my about page, you have the link there in the description. But I brought these games inside the workbook because I went to do an empowerment workshop. Besides being a life coach, I also do empowerment workshops. I went to do an empowerment workshop, and people were finding it so challenging to find the words to describe each category. Like we were doing a SWOT analysis, and it was so challenging for people. So I decided to bring the workbook and put in all of those words. It's not limited to the words in the workbook, but the workbook has like more than 40, 50 of them that can help you, and that will facilitate the process for you, because we don't want you to be overwhelmed or to be stressed and to say, oh my God, another workbook, another. No, this one is really interactive. It has the games, it has the answer ideas. So in the puzzles, you have the part that the puzzle has been solved. In the part of the scrambled words, you have the part that the words have been unscrambled. So all of those are strategies to facilitate your personal development goals. Personal development does not have to be like a headache for you. It has to be a lifestyle that makes you happy and makes life easy for you. Life has challenges, but for those things that we can find an easy way to do, why not? We don't have to like be challenged all the time. We can always find easy strategies to go about things. So we are saying in this live stream, the first part, for those who are coming now, we discuss why it is important for you to identify your weaknesses or your challenges. And in this second part, we are looking at how do you identify your weaknesses. And we are saying that the workbook provides your strategic approach to finding out all of these things. So for those who are coming now, why do you need to identify your weaknesses? We said in summary, it helps you with targeted development, because understanding your weaknesses enables you to allocate resources effectively and tailor your development efforts to specific areas where you need improvement. It builds your resilience, fostering or helping you to easily adapt, and gives you the ability, because when you can easily adapt, you can also easily overcome setbacks. We also said it is important to identify your weaknesses because it will help you to set strategic goals. So when you are setting realistic and achievable goals, knowing the weaknesses is really helpful, because you are not going to be discouraged in the areas where it is taking you so much time to do, because you know that I have a challenge in this area. I will look for help, or I will pay somebody to do this thing. And so your strategic planning, you are already positioning yourself for success. And we said when you know your weaknesses, it enhances your relationships, because by acknowledging your weaknesses, you cultivate empathy and understanding towards other people, which helps in stronger and more productive interpersonal connections. And also, when you know your weaknesses, it fosters self discovery, because when you have a deep understanding of yourself, it helps you to have a greater sense of purpose, because all of these things you are learning them so that you are putting your projects, realistic projects, you want them to be cost effective and time efficient. which means you want to take less time to achieve your goals with less effort or with less stress. And of course, embracing your vulnerability is not about avoiding your challenges. It is about embracing them as opportunities for growth. And by acknowledging these limitations, it helps you to take proactive steps to address them. And proactive means you already know that you are not going to do this because it takes you time or you're not good at it, and you find someone who can do it for you. I am one of my strengths is writing. So in writing the workbook, I had no problem producing the content, but I am technically challenged. I can I can write any content that you want, but I cannot package it easily. And that is why I had to find a tech coach. So my tech coach, Laquita Marie, who has a YouTube channel to Superfood Parents, she did all the formatting, and she was already self-published her own book on Amazon, and she was knowledgeable in the things that were challenging for me, and we worked together. So I took the time, I spent my time producing the content. I didn't spend any time to try to package the book, to try to format it, or to try to upload it on Amazon. That is not my strength. So I found Laquita Marie. She is an excellent tech coach. She will really like bring you all the valuable advice and show you the easiest strategies how to get the work done, because her strength is in the tech sector. So why are you looking for an analysis? Because if it was left to me alone, this workbook will still be in my computer. It will still be a manuscript. It will never see Amazon. But because I knew that technicalities was my weakness, I just concentrated on writing the content and then finding help, the packaging and the publishing. So how about that? If you knew that you could just concentrate on all those things that you are strong at and find help for the ones that you are challenged with, and just get your book published or get your project accomplished, would that not be a worthwhile investment? I think it would. I used it and it really worked very well for me, because I really like, okay, I'm not going to really like take the whole year. Even if I took the whole year, I would never figure it out. But anybody is expert in their own field. But how do you know this expertise? How do you identify yours? Because we are talking about your personal development. As a personal development coach, as a life coach, this is my ideal tool to help you to unlock your natural talents, to help you know yourself, to help you identify all the things that you need to succeed. Like they say, if you don't know where things are, you can't even start using them. So find the best strategies, find the best tools that will help you to achieve your goals. And one of the best strategies, like you always hear me, sometimes people will ask me, you are a coach, why do you need a coach? No, I need a coach. I have a confidence coach that helped me to rebuild my self confidence. You all know I was struggling with a second divorce and the challenges that come after that. I needed a confidence coach, Zandeman Smith, who did a great job to really help me rebuild my self confidence. I have a tech coach, Laquita Marie. If you see me doing all these presentations and all the how I present my slides, she is the one behind all the, the tech savvy things that you see on my presentations or on my channel. I have a marketing coach, Boss Life Online, because each person is they have their specialty. You can't do everything on your own. So I have Boss Life Online. When they call her Boss Life Online, Gio, she has 4 monetized channels on YouTube, and she is an affiliate marketer. So in your lifetime, you need all of these people. If you have a project, you have to find the people who can help you to succeed in your project, who can help you to make your project not stressful and you giving up on your projects because you can't take them to the final or to success. Find the people that are gifted or that are talented or that know the things that you need to make your own project successful. In the same light, if somebody needed somebody to do some write up for them, I could do that for you. I would really like write anything that you want. Like you know, I am a journalist by training and by profession. So writing is something that I can do with my eyes closed. So you have to identify all of these things, all of these people, and it will give you clarity on where to ask for help, which kind of help that you need, and it will save you a lot of time. So when you are doing all of these, it's not because you are wasting your time, it's because you want to work in a productive way, cost effective way, time efficient way. So why do you want to take a whole year to do a book when you can take 3 months to write it and 1 month for the technical person to do the publishing for you? Like my other coach always said, there's a book in everybody's belly because we all have experiences. So you can do your book in anything that you want. Cooking, cleaning, craftsmanship, everything that you want, you can do your book in that. Because the important thing is you are already the expert in your thing that you're doing. Then you can find help for somebody to put that together for you and put it in a marketable form, and you can make some money for yourself. Or you're also putting in the marketing form because you don't want to die with your talents. You want to leave it for somebody someday to read it and use it to help themselves. And that's why at the end of the day, having your book is an important way of leaving your legacy. So don't sit there and say, oh my God, I can't write a book. Some people, you just tell them, give them an idea. Let me not say some people. Me, give me the idea that you want. I'll write the book for you. Then you can find some other person to do the formatting, to do the publishing, and find another person to do the marketing. But I'm talking about my book here, my workbook here, because it is an ideal tool for you for your personal development. And on this channel, we are talking about resetting your life, readapting and readjusting your life, and finding that unique talent that you have, finding your own Michael Jordan level talent and using it to be successful or to become a better person or to even help some people. Because there are people who always need to learn something that we know. As far as we are always needing to learn or to do something that other people know, that's the same way how a lot of people want to learn from us. And if you are out here and not really bringing out all your potential, how are you going to help somebody? How are you going to help somebody? Like they say, we are all answers to different people's prayers. So, are you going to answer people's prayers who are waiting to learn from your talents? Or are you just going to sit there and be complaining about life? All the energy is the same. Choose the way you spend your energy. So, I don't know if you have any questions. Any questions in the chat? I will answer your questions. If you don't want to send the questions in the chat, you can always contact me. You can send me a direct message on Instagram. My Instagram handle is in my about page in my YouTube channel, or in the description. In the description of this video, you can find my Instagram handle. You message me, I will respond to you within 24 hours. Or if you really want to go further, I have a calendar link there. You can book an appointment to talk with me. Even if you just want a listening ear, I can give you 30 minutes of my time. We are in the business of building each other up, and we are living in very challenging times where we need advice, we need help from each other. And so it's not always about only the money, it's always about looking out for each other. So we said this is a 4-part series of presenting the workbook, the ultimate personal SWOT analysis guide. Last week I did a video. If you want to check it out, it's in my video section. You check the first video that I did was to help you how to identify your strengths. Today we did the weaknesses, and then next week we are going to do the opportunities and the threats the other week. Hey fam, you are welcome. Thank you so much. Look, it's just like hello coach, what is SWOT? It's just like I saw your question. I didn't see your question. I was just going to bring it back. SWOT analysis is the S is for strengths, the W is for weaknesses, the O is for opportunities, and the T is for threats. So, Country Hustle, thank you for asking that question. It is a very important and useful question, and I am so proud of you that you asked that question. So, a SWOT analysis is doing an auto evaluation, like your self evaluation tool. You are asking questions to find out what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, what are the opportunities and the threats. So you are doing this analysis at a personal level to be able to identify all of these things that will help you to develop professionally and personally. And I have just published a workbook. I published a workbook on the ultimate personal SWOT analysis guide. You can find the link in this. You can find the link in the, how do they call it? You can find the link on Amazon, or you can scan the code. So all of this series is about this book that I self-published on Amazon, the ultimate personal SWOT analysis guide. And like I just explained to you, SWOT is the acronym for your strengths, your weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats. And your strengths are those natural talents, the things that you are naturally good at doing. And it is important for you to identify them so that you can know the kind of projects that you can carry out, and you can use your strengths to become successful. You are identifying your weaknesses so that you can know the areas where you need to ask for help. You weaknesses like challenges. So when you are doing your projects, you are doing a project that you can handle 90 or 50% of it or 60% of it depend on your strengths. Then the 40% that you are challenged at, you know exactly help that you need. You are doing an analysis of the opportunities in your environment so as to know all those new trends that are coming up. How do you adapt? Which new technologies do I need to be able to do my channel, or to do like edit like Mr. Beast will put all those B-roll things and make his videos so attractive, because audiovisual is always more attractive and people learn faster when they see and hear. And you are also analyzing the threats like the so as to anticipate and mitigate risk, so as to like if it's a risky business, you are not going to put in all your money there, which is why it is important to do your personal SWOT analysis. Is my tool as a life coach to help you know your environment, know yourself, and then because you have to know yourself, know your environment, know the opportunities, and then you blend them in your projects and become more successful. So I don't know if you have another question. I don't know if I answered the question. Just put me a one in the chat if I answered the question to your satisfaction. Or if you need a further discussion, you can send me a direct message on Instagram. My Instagram handle is in the description below this video, and you can ask me more questions. So any other person has a question, thank you so much for that very valuable question, Coach. It's very important. And that's why whenever I start the presentation, thank you so much. I see the one, thank you so much. Whenever I start the presentation, I explain the meaning of a SWOT, and then it's easier for people to understand and to follow the live stream. So that's what we are doing in this series. We are helping ourselves to identify our strengths, our weaknesses, the opportunities around us, or the threats. And then you are very welcome. It's a pleasure. My pleasure. I am happy to serve, and that's why I am here. Thank you so much. That's why I make all the videos. That's why I'm on YouTube, to identify the people that I am called to serve. And you have access to my Instagram. You can send me a direct message, or you can book in the calendar. You will see at the times, and then we can talk further if you want to learn more about your personal development. You know, in this channel, we are all about self help and self improvement. So, do we have any other questions? Any experiences we want to share? You know, we are in the business of growing together, leaving no one behind, helping each other. And it is so important, because when you are growing and helping each other, you go further. When you are going alone, you really can just go as far as you can go. But if you are holding another person's hand, you are really helping each other, and you are really helping each other and really making impact. So any other questions? Any other questions? I am looking at where we are going to redirect. We are in the business of leaving no one behind. And we are going to, please, when we end the live stream, we are going to Beverly's live stream. She is an amazing lady. So we always have a, a commander we take there. You can just put, let me see. Let me see what we can do. So we are going to Beverly's. Please, let's go support Beverly, even if it's just for a few minutes. Let's support Beverly and keep growing together. So please, let's go to, I'm going to end the live stream. I really, really appreciate you all. Please copy the command there that I've just put there. Coach Mary Reid. I'm going to end, and the stream will take you to Beverly's live stream. Let's go support her and continue growing together. Thank you so much. Okay, the internet says it is time to go. So we are going to close now. Thank you so much, everyone. Please copy that command. When I end, it's going to take us to Beverly's channel. Let's go there and show her some love and support. Thank you so much, Queen. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your love and support. I want to thank everybody who came to the stream and those who are going to watch the replay, and even those who were lurking and listening in the bushes. You are all celebrated, appreciated, and loved. Thank you so much. Let's get this. Please copy the command there, Coach Mary Reid, and let's go to Beverly. Thank you, Queen. I know you always do beautiful. Thank you so much for everything. Love you guys and see you in the next stream. Please, let's go support Beverly.